I have a vision of what I want my workshop to look like. Wouldn't that be nice? But that's not going to happen here. So where do I start? In my last video, I mentioned I needed to get rid of this old white table, this metal folding chair, this red camping chair. Now I just need to get this floor swept and start moving all my machines into this new workshop. Well, somewhere in this darkness is all the tools I need to get. Can you see them? I doubt it. I got too much junk in the way. So now I gotta get all that junk out of there so I can get all my tools out of there. Well, there's everything that I still need to put in the workshop. Then I forgot also my clamps. I don't know where I'm gonna put all this stuff at. This is where I'm gonna put all that stuff. At least for now. I think I went about this shop organizing thing all wrong. What I was wanting to do was to get everything in the shop, get it all organized, all set up. I guess you could say I was wanting a turnkey shop. I was wanting to get the shop all arranged and set up before starting to make or work on things. Do you remember last year when I made that series of videos about getting motivated and everything? You know, the ones where I cleaned and organized my shop? Well, I went back and watched some of those videos. I realized that I knew how to organize that shop to make it work for me because I'd been in that shop for 3 or 4 years and I knew where to put things to make them work for me. But this shop here is nothing like my old shop. This shop is a lot smaller and a lot different layout. As I was watching those old videos, I also realized that I had something there that I don't have here, cabinets. So when I was in Arkansas the other day, I decided to stop by the local home supply store and see what kind of cabinets they have. I saw how much they wanted for their cheap wood cabinets, and they aren't cheap anymore. So on the way out of the store, I asked the guy if they had any damaged cabinets. I don't need anything fancy, just something that would be good for a shop, and he showed me 3 that he had. Brand new, these cabinets would sell for $279 a piece, but since they were damaged, they had them discounted and actually got all 3 of them for less than what one of them cost new. Although my old shop had more than 3 cabinets, I'll be able to make good use of these cabinets in this shop. So now, where do I hang these cabinets? I've come across a problem, and that problem is I don't have 8-foot walls in this shop. These walls are 6 foot 8 inches tall, so these cabinets are going to be lower than normal cabinets. So I can't hang them above my workbench because it would only leave like maybe a foot difference between the top of the bench and the bottom of the cabinet. I do need to build another workbench in here so I have a place to put all my countertop tools. Things like my little cutoff saw, my disc sander, you know, things like that, and a place to put my vise. So maybe I can build that bench a little lower and there'll be some room in between the cabinets and the top of the workbench. Right now, I don't just want to hang these cabinets up because I'm not sure where I'm going to put everything at in here. I'd hate to hang a cabinet up and then realize that's not going to work right there because it will be in the way. I'd hate to decide that my miter saw needs to go right here in the shop and then there'd be a cabinet behind it, because then I'd have to move the miter saw out of the way to get things out of the cabinet, and that wouldn't be a good design. The only thing I do know is that the compressor, sandblaster, refrigerator, freezer, and workbench have a permanent home here in this shop. I guess you could say they are static. So I decided the best way for me to organize and figure out where to put all this stuff in the shop is to just start making things. I mean, what better way to figure out what works where than to start using these tools to make something? When I was unloading all my tools and putting them on the trailer, I came across my clamps and I thought, hey, I'm going to have to make a new clamp rack for these. I could have used my old clamp rack that I used in the old shop, but it wouldn't work in this shop. So I went online and looked for some examples of what other people are doing. Well, there's a lot of awesome ideas out there, but they're just way too fancy for me. So I pretty much just looked at all the different designs and came up with my own design for a clamp rack. So that's what I'm making in this video. I didn't even have to go out and buy any new lumber to make this rack. As you saw, I took down some 2x6s from the loft. Those pieces came from the cross beams that I removed when I took out part of the loft when I first started on this shop. Now, as you heard when I was marking those lines, you heard that pencil lead making a noise when going across the grain. These 2x6s are not smooth. In fact, all these 2x6s are kind of cupped a little bit. But hey, I'm not getting paid to make this clamp rack, so it doesn't matter to me. I didn't really even draw this out. I just took some rough measurements and went from there. The only reason I cut the edges off the 2x6s is because I don't like that rounded over look on the edges. I probably didn't even use the correct screws to put this thing together, but I think a lot of people out there use sheetrock screws for a lot of things. At least I drilled pilot holes for the screws to go in, so that way none of this wood would split or anything like that. So what do you think? Looks like I need some more clamps. I still need to make another clamp rack because I have some other little F-style clamps, but I'll make those later because I use these clamps for the most part. Well, hey everyone, thanks for watching. This video is a little bit different for me, doing the voiceover and everything, but I still hope y'all enjoyed it. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, leave me a comment, and you know, see ya!